Back when I was working on my video about movie recap channels, I came across one user who seemed to comment on almost every video I was researching. Just some guy without a mustache. At the time, I didn't think much of it. I just kept the name in the back of my mind. But this turned out to be a huge mistake, because I began seeing him everywhere. In psychology, this could be referred to as the frequency illusion. It's a concept that describes why, for example, when you buy a new car, you would then see the same car everywhere you go. It's the brain's way of performing selective attention and keeping newly discovered information front and center for longer periods of time. Most of you may already know the name, Justin Y. He was one of, if not the first, to pioneer the art of appearing everywhere. Through his commenting alone, he had amassed almost 800,000 subscribers without ever uploading a single video. And due to his popularity, countless Justin Y variants would seem to pop up out of nowhere. Sometimes, it even felt like an entire Justin Y cinematic universe could be summoned into a single place. But nothing lasts forever. Justin Y had eventually announced that he would be commenting less frequently. Although, to this day, people still post their Justin Y sightings, even on more recent videos. Now, my deep descent down this YouTube commenter rabbit hole began when I decided to compile my own list of sightings of just some guy without a mustache. It started with comments from recap videos.
She starts speaking in Italian, sign language.
Then, I noticed him in my subscriptions.
Monkey to your list.
Please don't tell me you've never seen a Bluetooth hose before.
And ultimately, I was seeing him in completely random, recommended videos.
Woo, yeah, baby! Sucks to be you, man. That's just paper mache.
How did they say it? Like how?
Interesting. It was all very reminiscent of the Justin Y phenomenon, but this time, it was with this mustacheless guy. And so, I went further down the rabbit hole in order to learn more. Just Some Guy Without a Mustache is a popular YouTube commenter with over 300,000 subscribers and only one video on his channel. His profile picture used to be Jalal Fernandez from the anime Fairy Tail. But in January 2022, he changed it to Garo from One Punch Man. He had hidden his subscriber count for a very long time, up until he made it public in January. It was then revealed that he had surpassed 250,000 subscribers, and he had also gotten verified that same month. But just how did Just Some Guy Without a Mustache achieve his growth? Does he use bots? Is it just one man or a team sharing a single account? And how does he have so much free time to comment? Questions like these could often be found in the replies to his comments. That, and, how are you everywhere? But the answers may not be as mysterious as one might think. First, there are certain channels that he appears in consistently, and he also seems to focus on popular videos selected by the algorithm. So if you share similar interests as him, then the algorithm would undoubtedly lump you into the same pool of videos on a regular basis. Secondly, the YouTube algorithm also ranks comments based on engagement and a user's entire commenting history.
Every comment you've ever made has a like to dislike ratio, and although you can't really see the dislikes, you can bet your bottom dollar that you get some.
Essentially, it's like a snowball effect. For every comment he makes, he achieves a high level of engagement. This then increases his chances of appearing higher with his next comment, which catches the attention of more people, thus increasing engagement. And the cycle continues. When this is done across a wide spread of YouTube recommended videos, this then becomes a solid strategy for appearing everywhere. To help illustrate this point, here is a new browser, in incognito. So, who is Just Some Guy Without a Mustache? In a world where a facial follically challenged man can stand out from an endless sea of viewers simply by commenting on videos, perhaps.
Kubotum, we're not done here.
Similar to Justin Y, there exists a whole other world of mustache-related variants who had cropped up over the years. Sometimes they would show up to comment on each other's videos. I've even had one of the variants comment on my Code Miko video. And when they're summoned, it's like walking into a Just Some Guy convention. Just Some Guy With a Mustache is another one of the notable ones, alongside Just Some Guy Without a Mustache. Many consider With a Mustache to be the OG, who came before all the rest. and it is believed that Justin Y, just some guy with a mustache, and just some guy without a mustache, are actually friends. Considering that the rise in Mustache Guy comment activity, and their subsequent fame, seem to have occurred after Justin Y's retirement, perhaps it was a way of passing down the top commenter spot. But they are not the only commenters out there. I had come across others, maybe not as frequently, that still caught my attention. Each had their own respective tastes and communities that they frequently commented in.
No feet. However, shoes.
And I'm sure there are countless more that I'm not even aware of. Now, aside from actual comment bots and scammers that pop up from time to time, frequent commenting by itself is a harmless practice. If anything, some people may just find it annoying. However, there can be a real price to pay for being a popular commenter. In August of 2021, the Film Theorists had put out a video covering the commenter, Owo. Owo was a user that had not only been commenting frequently across YouTube, but was also diligently working on an ARG. But in March of 2022, Owo's channel was unexpectedly terminated. Just days prior to the termination, Owo had described being banned without any copyright or community guideline strikes whatsoever. But once Owo returned, the channel was then taken down completely. Owo goes on to explain it on their second channel.
I got banned because YouTube thought my channel was one of those verified commenters that bought their account.
Many users came to Owo's defense, including just some guy without a mustache. But, as of today, the termination still stands. On the second channel, Owo had decided to re-upload the ARG videos. And while Owo states that another big project is in the works, the future of the original ARG remains unclear. YouTube commenters can become well known for just about anything, whether it's for their frequent commenting or through actual content. Oh come on, I'm tired. I'd really like to get some sleep and recharge my batteries for a bit.
You're a VTuber. Sleep is merely a concept.
Touché. There was also another side to this rabbit hole that I had not expected. One that involved other verified commenters with over 100,000 subscribers, plenty of which that had gained significant notoriety.
Have you ever seen one of these channels in your favorite YouTubers' comment sections? Really boring, uninteresting comments that are only unique because of a checkmark?
You'll see a slew of top comments from verified accounts.
Have you ever seen a YouTuber called Evil comment across YouTube? Or for example, Damn, or Risky?
They all shared similar patterns, such as wild fluctuations in subscribers and views, and a single video on their channels that explained who they were. But it was eventually discovered that almost all of these channels were purchased through marketplaces that specialized in growing and selling accounts. And looking even further into the history of these channels, it became clear that these were not ordinary channels. Prior to being sold, some channels were in different languages. Some used copyrighted clips to boost growth. Others posted questionable content. And some just knew how to automate content to farm subscribers.
If you search the name Like a Boss compilation #1 amazing videos, you'll get so many results from seemingly duplicate puppet channels. These networks are absolutely massive.
Once a subscriber goal was reached, these channels then got sold, and the new owners removed all of the existing content to start over. There was also the high likelihood that some channels were hacked and sold off as well. One particular verified channel I looked into revealed a story about a content creator who was known for making gacha videos. But a close friend of theirs had allegedly stolen the account and turned it into a commenting channel. But then the question becomes, why go through all of this? One of these verified commenters had stated that they were able to run a side business while using multiple accounts.
I set up a whole system, so it's basically an automatic money farm at this point. Not only am I supplying jobs to people, but I'm also earning money myself from it, so it's a win-win for everyone.
Or maybe, some people just wanted some sort of recognition, even if that meant using methods with questionable intent. At one point, the flood of verified commenters had even negatively shifted the public perception towards any verified checkmark. Some couldn't even comment for fun, without being accused of being a bot. But this part of the story actually has somewhat of an ending. On March 10th of 2022, YouTube began performing a termination wave. Many of these verified channels, such as Dark, Supreme, Devil, and Lucky, were removed from the platform for various reasons. Although, there were some that had avoided the termination wave altogether. One channel named Evil appeared to have switched owners and had changed the channel altogether. But while this person had begun uploading different types of content, they decided to keep the original evil video. If there's anything to take away from all of this, it's that YouTube channels can change and evolve, like, a lot. Some may change their names and profile pictures every few weeks or months with a specific goal in mind. Or some may simply change everything because maybe it was just time to move on. So, you may come across new channels or users and never even know about their past lives. Even channels that you're subscribed to right now could suddenly disappear one day and come back as something entirely different. Well, except for me, of course. I'll still be around. I hope. The YouTube comment section can be quite an interesting place. It can be cursed. It can be funny. It can be filled with things you wouldn't expect. All of which add a little something extra to the whole YouTube experience. And whether you love them or hate them, popular commenters will continue doing what they do because, well, they're human. Their reasons may be as simple as finding inspiration in one another. Or perhaps it's about discovering new friends and offering support and appreciation for their efforts. Whatever the case may be, at the end of the day, comments are nothing more than a basic act of human connection. Okay, you and I really need to have a talk. If you keep sending me down endless rabbit holes, I'll never get anything done.
You sound just like your creator.
Wait, what else do you know about him?
He's also about yay tall and approximately this old.